Hello, you legends. It's almost 7:30 in the morning, and I'm heading to join a group. I want to pick them up on the route. I don't want to go to the start because they hang around too much at the start. But today's ride is just a spin. I don't even have cadence on the bike, nothing. Just my heart rate monitor. It's a coffee ride, so I'll get some clips for you all, but the purpose of this ride is because yesterday we did a big ride, almost 120 miles in the hills, over 3,000 feet of climbing, which was a lot for our area. So make sure you use the group for your purpose.
On this ride, Paul and I left Northampton, rolled into the woodlands. We picked up the group from Alden Village Center, headed out 1488, Mount Magnolia, past Karen. We hit 1486 because our goal was to get to 1774 since we're heading out west trying to bypass construction. We filmed on Riley Road there, went out 362 and all of that. The rest of them are off camera. We went through 302, all back to the Renaissance Center, then took 1774 after leaving Todd Mission there to 105 past Plantersville, and then at Dobbin we took Mount Moriah, went to the Tri-Lakes area and got on Spring Branch Road, stopped at Keenan store there, and then went through the neighborhood, the Hills Parkway, the Grand Lake Estates. It's a big ride, about almost 120 miles for Paul and I. We wanted to kind of start our winter preparation training first week back, kind of getting back into building some serious endurance. We're on the open road in Magnolia, Texas. We're on Riley Road headed west. We've just left the first stop. And after that, we had probably in excess of 18 members in the group when we left town. They diverged and went south. They were only going to do half the distance we're doing. And the rest of us are coming this way. I got a lot of feedback during the ride from people that were a bit apprehensive about doing the distance because they said, oh, well, the group goes too fast and blah, blah, blah. You know, no one wants to ride alone. But the thing is if you get with a group and they go faster than you want, just make sure you have the ride. You can meet them at the store. You know, so I'm not going to restrict people on this ride or any of the rides we do because that's what kills a group. This is for fun. We're coming out, all of us, to ride our bikes. You decide what pace you want to do, who you want to ride with. So the fact that people are coming to ride with us, there's something about the group that they like. And I believe they like the lack of restriction. Our only rule is to be safe. So you start putting too many rules up, you start people off. They might as well ride by themselves. Nobody needs that. So what we're going to do is just let people know, especially those that have not had formal coaching in cycling or never competed, they don't really know how to train, they just ride bikes. So we'll try to just set a baseline goal for the group during the time, depending on the time of the year. Like right now, that's why I titled the video, the Winter Preparation Training Week 1. So from now until January, we'll be doing winter prep training. Winter prep training does not mean you go slow. What it means is you follow the same pattern you've been following all year, but you're not training at the highest levels necessarily. You're trying to maintain the fitness you had the year before while building your endurance. So we're going to make sure we encourage others to join our group knowing that we're going to be focusing on endurance. We'll try to suggest to other riders in the group that if you're feeling good, stay at the front longer, take a longer pull, sit upright, make it harder for you, but keep it steady so that the rest of the people who are not at your level or your level of fitness can still get the camaraderie of riding in a group. That's all we're going to do. We're going to state the purpose of the group. But those who want to go faster, we'll encourage the splits, and those who are in the mood to go with the A split can go with that. and then the rest of us can stay with B and C or whatever. And there are times when I'll be in the mood to go with the A split, or sometimes I just feel like sitting back with the people who want to go at a more sedate pace. Or Paul will sit with another group. That's what we want to do. We want to encourage everybody to come out. I don't want people who are not in shape to be scared. Oh, they're going to be riding along. They're going to get dropped. Who cares? Every cyclist worth their salt have got dropped. Nobody cares. So, but we want to make sure that everybody knows that they will have someone to ride with. That's how you grow. That's the goal here. So this ride, this part of the ride here, we're holding the pace. Up to 18 to 20 or so based on the conditions, but it's going to change. We don't fight. We just got to stay with the group. We had a great workout. At the end of the ride, I ended up having to let them go because this was a very long ride after me being off the bike, ill, and all of that. So the last 30 miles, my leg started cramping, my right leg. So it was telling me to back off because we really hammered the hills out. We did over 1,000 meters of climbing, which is very good. That's the reason we come out here. It was almost 100 miles because there's a construction going on that's been going on 1488, which is the most direct way to get out here. But because of that construction, we had to take a detour that added a lot of kilometers to the route. But we needed to come out here. We hadn't been out here since the summer. This road is a little busier than the others, but it's not too bad. Paul's pulling off the front. He leaves that's Kenny taking over. That's Kenny. At the end of the ride, Kenny's back started tightening up, so he didn't want to stop at the last stop. He just kept rolling to stay loose.
Thank you, my brother, for another one.
That's Kenny.
That's it. Yeah.
Laura.
Okay.
Alejandro. I felt really good on this ride, better than I expected. And now that my training will be more consistent because I'm healthy, it should be a lot more fun. When you are not on your program per se, don't hesitate to just kind of drop the duration. That's really, in the winter, that's what you want to do. You don't want to do, if you're a top amateur, you don't want to do 30 hours during the winter. You know, you cut it down to probably less than half, especially if you've been off the bike. Because usually, after the end of your season, you want to take a week or so off. Every week you take off, it takes about 3 weeks to get you back to that shape you were in cycling, generally. So you need to be careful how much time you take off completely. You can still be off and riding every other day, but at least you're on the bike. That's what I mean. It gives you a mental and physical break from your routine. That's how come we can ride all year and don't get sick of it. It needs to be fun. So knowing how to train is important. Because if you let the group just dictate what you do.
Little dog, stay
There
there.
are dogs on the left. We had a lot of loose dogs out here. And Paul's talking to them. When you say something, it stops them once they hear your voice. Because all they're chasing, the sound of the chain and those rolling wheels is what they see. They chase whatever is going away from them. There are dogs that some dogs will chase cars. It's kind of crazy. Because they can't catch it. So the idea here is to use this group to educate some of the riders that are joining us indirectly about how to train. Those who want to learn can pick up the little nuances, or maybe get a coach. Because a coach is necessary. Training is not just for people who compete. Training is for anybody who wants to use cycling for fitness. just learned this guy's name this week for Paul. His name is Jorge. He's the one who reminds me of Contador when he's sitting in front. Alberto Contador. These guys be in the pace line, be speaking Spanish. And on the Sunday ride, they were talking, and then I heard torchis. Between the Spanish words, there is no Spanish word for torchis. Torchis is a local restaurant that makes something, a taco called the mofo. So while they were talking, when I heard torchis, I said, yeah, the mofo is awesome. The guy looked surprised. I told him, yeah, habla español. And I said, just enough to be dangerous. And all three of them started laughing. I did that on purpose because they sit in the pace line, they're speaking Spanish. They know most of the group's not speaking Spanish. In my opinion, that's almost like you're talking about us and you don't want us to know. I wanted them to know we pick up some of those things. Because even some of the Spanish words, you can pick it up. And so after that, they stopped. They started speaking English. So they can speak English, but then it starts, I think it's kind of rude.
Bye-bye, guys.
If you're in company, you need to speak the language everybody understands because it's kind of unsociable to speak a different language as if to say you're talking about the people you're around. So after that, I noticed that they were not speaking Spanish anymore. So I'm going to bone up on my Spanish because we have a lot of riders that speak Spanish. This was on the Sunday ride that you're going to see after this section. Something called Babbel. Supposedly I can teach you other languages. I'll try some of that. I want to understand more of what they're saying because they're always in the pace line talking. So the reason that we deal with, let's see how I want to put this. We endure some of the busier roads to get out to a road like this. I mean, look around you. You're going to see even more on the next clip for Sunday. The sunshine, look at that sky. I mean, we had just a beautiful, the sky was just awesome. And then on Sunday with the clouds and the light coming in, because it's early in the morning. You don't get to see that if you just on the rivet on every ride. You need some of your rides to where you're looking around, taking in the sights. Even Laura told us on this ride, she said, I didn't know that there was a park. Someplace we passed by. She said, I didn't know there was a park there. Because what happens is, when you're following these guys, a lot of the guys, they're kind of twitchy, they break, they slow. You've got to watch the wheels. And if you're going fast, you don't have time to sightsee. And so she told us we're on the route. She said, I didn't know this was there. This is the first time I've seen this. And we've been there a bunch of times. We all laughed about it. So don't feel like every ride has to be very fast. Every ride should have a purpose. So the usual pattern that I was taught is early in the week, you do your harder efforts. Later in the week, you do your longer, slower efforts for endurance. Then you recover, and then you do it again. It's like a pyramid. So those of you who want to focus on periodization training, that's what that's about. Get a coach. Invest in yourself. As Assos says, sponsor yourself. Otherwise, you're at the mercy of what the group is doing. But every ride I go on, I know what I want to do. I don't worry about the group. If they're meeting my need, I will hang in there. If not, I'll let them go. I know the way home. That's why the bicycle has one seat. Everything else is optional. Hear that dog? Sometimes they don't even see us. They just start barking because they hear our chains, probably whatever frequency is emitting. This is what we're talking about. If the road goes up, they get excited. They're pushing. You see my watts go up? That's okay if you're not sick of it. I mean, you're not supposed to do too many of these in the off season per se, but if you're going to do that and you save it for early in the week when you're doing your harder at workout, because you want to still work on your sprinting if you're going to ride like that. Otherwise, your body forgets it. You're using fast twitch muscles. If you don't use them, it forgets. So you got to do it. You got to use it if you want to stay in shape. You basically have to train at the performance you want to ride at. You know, if you've never done that in training, you can't expect to just go and do it in an event. You got to be at least be close to it. Then you can push more. So you got to train for what you want to do. You want to do a 20-minute interval or whatever for a TT. You got to train for that. So you adapt. So if you're with a group and you're having trouble and they're going hard, let's say for like 30 seconds or a minute, then you need to push on your own for 2 minutes. So do more. Then you'll be able to go harder for shorter periods. We're going harder again. The road is just a slight grade. It says 2%, 3%. So that's what we're dealing with, between 3 to 5% out here. There's a section off camera where we even hit 10 or 11%. Come out here. It's fun. But look how quiet it is. I think there may be a car behind us, but it's very patient. There weren't a whole lot of cars. That's another reason we do it early in the morning. Several reasons we do it early in the morning. It's better to get your workout in early because you don't know how the day will develop. Other things come up. And so sometimes if you put it off, then you can dissuade yourself from getting out later in the day. It takes a lot of discipline to stick with it. I like to do it early and get out. So that's why you see we have more time in the morning. If you're going to do a long ride in winter, it's better to go out in the morning because you can do 5, 6, 7 hours and still have the day left to deal with. This road is very bumpy here. So all I'm doing is I'm standing where applicable so my wheels can bounce over it. When I got home, I looked at my wheels. They were still perfect. They were not out of tune. That makes a difference. You can't just sit on the bike, go over all these bumps. It's hard on you and the bike. Kenny goes around me. I don't react because, first of all, we're going to be turning in about 100 meters. And they're not going that much faster. And I'm trying to focus on avoiding the ruts here. And he wants to be in the wheels. Even when we turn, he tells the group, let's wait for Elder. I guess he thought we were further off the pace. But I was right there because they're slowing down already. So 2 reasons why I run over these bumps, waste my energy when right here they've slowed down. So use your energy wisely. That's another reason it helps to have the route map, look at it, know what's coming. Even if you're competing, if there's a situation where the group is going to slow down, why are you accelerating, wasting energy? Then you sit up. Use your energy to open gaps and maintain it. So when you go hard, it needs to matter. So save it. Hide until it's necessary to show yourself. So he just went around me and I got in front of him. I'm back in the line. So what was that about? And he's been out here, so I don't know. That's the way I ride. I like to save my matches, so to speak. I think this is Roy. The white bike. I'm using my sew-ups, so as we went over those bumps, that thing soaks them up so nicely. But out of habit, when the road is bumpy and uneven, I stand. I give the pros in Europe credit for doing Paris-Roubaix and all those roads that have a lot of cobbles. It's gotta be on top. I mean, look, that bouncing. I mean, sometimes the bouncing makes your hands itch. I think this is like Decker Prairie Road. This is a heavily traveled cycling route. It's been that way for decades in this area. There is no industry out here. It's private homes, so it's always been quiet. This is rural, so we go out of town every week. It's like an excursion. This will take us to Highway 362. This is the section that Paul focused on filming. Once we got into the hills, he put the camera up.
Watch out.
I think there's a dog coming on the road. Look on the left. I don't know if you get to see him.
Hey, stay there.
He's on the left. There are homes over there between those trees, and there are no fences.
Watch out, more.
Even one car ended up blowing at them. Dogs galore. A lot of loose dogs.
Hey.
That guy on clip up front. Yeah, this guy
Stay
blowing
off
at the
the
dog
road.
on the left. They come out on the road, and it's dangerous for them and us. So what if he had jumped in front of that car? People need to restrain their pets. That's just irresponsible behavior. You can't have the dogs running free in the yard and you have the fence.
Yep.
That dog might decide to just leave. Go find a new home. We have a little app in our area called Next Door Neighborhood. People be posting, our dog's missing. I'm like, you missing? You found a better home. He left you. Dog upgraded ownership. And people will steal your dog. You have a cute little dog or whatever, not a guard dog per se, they'll steal your dog. That's another reason to secure. There are certain breeds that people pride themselves to own. So you got one of those, you better watch it. It's like having fury or something. You just let that dog be running out. By pick it up, put it in the purse. Those of you who have been on the channel, we got a dog that lives across the street from us called Souke. She chases leaves. I've never seen a dog chasing leaves. My daughters will throw the leaf out, she would chase it. Little pocket dog, always wearing a ribbon and stuff like that. Kind of dog that get beat up in certain neighborhoods. But she's got a good owner. She doesn't leave her out of her sight. So you see how we're riding 22, 23? In the winter, especially for your endurance, even by yourself, when you're building endurance, keep it steady. You come to the climb, yeah, you can push a little bit, but you don't want to push to where you can't return to your steady pace. And that's what I'm going to suggest, that, hey, we're going to build endurance. So if you're feeling great, just take longer pulls. I talked about it in my earlier videos as well. That's just a standard thing. There's a difference in riding with people than just showing up to show off your fitness. And we have quite a few riders that don't understand that difference. If you're gonna ride with people, ride with people. So don't feel hesitant to let someone ride off the front. And as Mike Barreras always says, wish them well on their endeavors. But they eventually sit up because they can't maintain it anyway. The rider pace they can sustain and break the rhythm of the group. Then when they slow down, everybody bunches up, looking around to see who's going to take the lead. Why should anybody take the lead? Nobody's going to help you if you ride at a pace they don't want to ride at. We'll let you sit up there until you fry yourself. If you want help in the group, then you need to ride at the pace everyone's doing. There are groups out there that will enforce it. This is what we're doing. You don't want to do it, then go. Go off the front, whatever. But they will do that. I don't have time for that. There's no kids in this group. Everybody's adults. Got bigger fish to fry. I know how to group ride. I'm not here to teach anybody or force somebody to ride at a speed you don't want to ride at. If you ride at a speed you can't maintain, and you can't sit in the group, you'll be dropped. And then maybe you'll learn. These same guys were on a ride one time. I'm not going to mention names, but we have a rider in the area who loves cycling about it more than I do. And they didn't slow down. They just kept going after they were doing that little sprinting or whatever. They didn't wait for them. So they fell off the pace. That's how you learn. You get dropped a few times because you overexerted yourself. You learn. I want people to come to this ride, just ride and have fun, whatever it means. Whatever they think is fun for them. That encourages people to come back. Nobody's going to get up on a Saturday morning at 5 o'clock to go to a ride where you're telling them, oh, you're going too fast, oh, all that. Nobody wants to do that. Please, get that crap at work. This is leisure. In about probably 10 kilometers, probably less, 5 kilometers, about 3 miles. We switched to the Sunday ride, but this ride was hard. Even Strava said, "Oh, you went harder than you normally do." You know, usually they're basing it. They're trying to get you to buy their analysis, which I personally don't do. I have my own software that does more than they offer. I'm not going to put my data on there and then pay them to look at it. And they need to pay me because I'm putting it there because I have a lot of followers. I've got more than 1,000 followers on Strava. They should be paying me. Notice you can count on one hand the number of cars that pass us. Wherever you live, look for these kind of roads. Don't be afraid because there's no shoulder. You do have the right to use the road. You know. So you don't only want to look for roads that have shoulders. You want to look for roads that are less traveled, so you can focus on working out and not dealing with traffic. That's why even during the week, when I'm in town and staying close to home, I still look for the quietest roads near my home. I don't want to stop. I want to get on my bike, get a workout, and go do something else. This is 362. We headed north. Logan pulled off the front. Logan told me this week that he's having shoulder issues, which is similar to what I used to have a few months, probably 6 months ago or so. Especially when I would sleep, my right shoulder would tighten up. Paulie Longa is having the same issue right now. Just your shoulder tightens up, and you kind of have to work it. So how I dealt with mine was, besides they have this thing called aspirin, which helps the joints and so forth. I made sure that I did a lot of shoulder exercises. I did not use weights. I continue to do that because I think the little muscles in the shoulder just needed to be strengthened. I'm not sure what caused it. Maybe it's just the process of aging, who knows. But it would feel worse sleeping. During the day it was fine. And then you sleep and then you roll on that shoulder, so you're leaning on it, and you get up and it's real tight. Or if you sleep with your arm up above your head, you'd have trouble bringing it down without a lot of pain. So those kind of things, I'm not experiencing that anymore, but I don't really know what made it go away or what brought the onset of it. But I just focused on making sure that I worked the shoulder, and now it's fine. So Logan's experiencing the same thing. Paulie Longa is experiencing the same thing. So I basically shared with Paul what I've been doing, when I used to have that issue. Because I had told him we used to bother. If you end up on the bike, you start rolling your shoulder up and down, you would feel good when you would do that. So a little bit of stretching and stuff like that. But Paul said that he's been doing a lot of push-ups and he thinks that's what's causing it. So maybe there's a lot of compression in that area. You have to pay attention to yourself, deal with what's bothering. A lot of times you can work it by stretching the area, keeping it loose and so forth. Maybe get some professional assistance where necessary. So I don't know. Just how mine came, it just kind of went away. It's not bothering me anymore. I still do push-ups and other things. I think maybe he was doing too many. He was doing like hundreds of push-ups. I don't do too many. I just need to be strong enough to lift my bike. So I focus on strengthening my core and my legs. And I keep my arms nice and lean. I don't do weights. I get bulky. We're in Grimes County. The surface of the road has changed, but you notice we have maybe one or two cars, probably one car past us. And these are the kind of roads, whether you're riding solo or not. If I were riding solo, I'd probably be closer to the white line, like where Roy is. Or even use the shoulder if it's safe. That's your decision. But whatever you're going to do, be consistent so they know where you are. And I use my mirror to keep my eye on it. It makes a big difference. You can see my mirror is about the width. The circumference is the same, almost like my bar. It's nice and small. I love that. I think the guy name was Gilles Bentouz, a French guy. Search on the channel and use the word mirror, and you'll pull up the video I made about the mirror. I love it. I wish I had started using it decades ago. We're turning left here, and shortly after that, we're going to switch to Sunday's ride. But once it got crazy in there, we're bombing those hills and so forth. The next time we come here, we'll mount the camera so we can pick up, so you can see how we ride those hills. These guys race up these hills. Right now is a grade. You can see it says 1%. As we turn, it continues to go up. This is County Road 325. About probably 10 miles from Whitehall, Texas. So the road's going up, and a little bit probably longer I would switch, and we'll switch to. It's just to give you an idea. So after a hard ride like this, we're talking almost 7 hours in the saddle. You want to do something lighter. It's like a massage on the bike. So the ride on Sunday, I basically put on minimal effort. 3 to 4% here, and it just climbs. And this goes on for about 10 kilometers. This is Sunday morning. You saw the intro. I've just connected with the group. I came the opposite way and just did a U-turn here. We're at Shadow Bend in Gaza. That's Maurizio. You haven't seen me yet.
Good morning, guys. Maurizio. How you doing?
Good to see you. Feeling better?
Yes.
I've been sick, so he knew about it, so he asked. That's John Z on the outside there. He rode with us partway yesterday. Saturday's ride. Sunday morning. And this ride was advertised as a coffee ride. Maximum speed, they said 20 miles an hour. Yeah, 32K. It just is a guide. They don't bother people, but everybody coming knew that it was an easy ride. This is not for interval training or anything like that. And that's what I mean. If you advertise what your group is focused on, it won't deter people who want to do something different. But you just let them go. We're stopping because apparently I was not aware. One person got to the ride late.
Roy?
That's what they're waiting for because he dropped his chain.
Roy, it's because he didn't want to go with us.
Rob? How about
I think he dropped the chain or something. Okay.
So the guy came late, dropped the chain because he was probably rushing to get ready. When you go to group rides, get there 10 to 15 minutes early
The guy that drove
or more.
up late.
So he's late. So we're like, we're waiting for him for. Let's go. He'll learn.
Did he stop?
So most in my book, that's how you learn.
He was late.
Yeah.
So he was late, and because he was rushing, he dropped his chain as the group rolled out of the parking lot. I wasn't there.
Next time, get there earlier. Go.
As you heard Mo, he said, next time, get there.
guys.
It's whatever it is you're doing, whether it's a meeting at work or whatever, get there early so you're not rushing.
In everybody's house.
So the clock works in everybody's house.
Show up
Get
on
to
time.
whatever you're doing, get there on time so you can enjoy the journey to your meeting or to whatever you're doing instead of being white knuckle rushing, holding the steering wheel because you're late. If it's important enough for you
If you can do it,
to want to do an event,
get up and
make time for it. So now he ended up not riding with the group. And I wanted to do this route because they went by where I live and they used roads that I was not familiar with, that were quieter, and in other neighborhoods off of a road called Kirkendall Boulevard. Kirkendall and Hudson. We've ridden by there for years, but I never went into those neighborhoods off of Hudson. Well, they did that today, so I got to find some nice little midweek areas that I can go and just kind of spin and explore. And the cricket I found, you'll see the views I took. I used the camera to show the sky. It's beautiful. We're on Panther Creek Boulevard. We're in the Woodlands, Texas. This is they took Shadow Bend, which is where the ride started on, and went across Gosling. And this is gonna go by Panther Creek, and then we're gonna go on Gosling Road on the new bridge that they built going southbound into Creekside, which are the roads we ride throughout the week. Creekside, that's our area. The guy on the left here, he looked really smooth on his bike.
Good morning, man. How you doing?
I told him good morning. I don't know him. But he looks put together. Very smooth rider, looked like he's invested in his fit and all that. You can tell, you see that. I never got his name. Mo and I did not stop for coffee with these guys. We just kept riding and we took the Spring Creek Trail back. And that's another thing I got to explore. Paulie Longa lives near where the Spring Creek Trail is.
Wood,
and he told me about it.
Huffsmith, Zigzag, Springwood Village is where they
I
stop.
go this way, Eldrick, after Creekside.
After Creekside?
I kind of know it, you know. I know how to get to your house, you know.
Yeah.
Then I kind of get lost a little bit.
Yeah, they're gonna take Kirkendall to Huffsmith, and then they're gonna.
Don't ride there.
And before Burroughs, they're gonna turn and take those little neighborhood streets.
Yeah, that's where I get lost.
Yeah, that's why I came
That's where he
out.
stopped.
I've never
And that's
been
why
on
I'm
those
doing this
streets
route
of
because
Huffsmith.
Burroughs
It's
Park,
kind of nice because
we're all familiar with, but the road to Burroughs, if you take Huffsmith, it's very busy and it's narrow. It's 2 lanes.
Yeah.
Looks like a rural road.
Yeah.
But because of the
You
growth,
know the area. They
cars
end up
go
on.
long. So they're going through some neighborhoods, and that's what I want to
Okay.
learn, those little zigzags.
And they're taking that Spring
Quiet.
Creek Trail back. Because I'm not stopping for the coffee. I gotta get back. So I'm just gonna the Spring Creek Trail. I've never been on the trail, but I looked at the map. It should be easy to
Yeah,
find.
from coffee,
From the coffee place. Yeah.
It will probably be
Yeah.
3 or 4 people.
Because it comes right back to the Gosling.
Yeah, so that's where Mo tells me he's not stopping
gotta-
for the coffee either.
I rode long
It's a
yesterday,
long
so-
stop because there
I know
are
some
a lot of riders. You
tasks.
see the size of the group. A lot of people got to sit and all that.
Yep.
And it's 30 minutes
Plus,
from
it's a
the
long
at
break.
that point in the ride when they stop. The rest of the route has 30 minutes
Considering it's
left.
only
We're
30
close to
minutes
home.
from finishing, you know.
And
Yeah,
for me,
exactly.
it's like
Now, if they did it
maybe
here at the end,
7 miles from my house.
No, it's pretty
then
long.
I'll probably
It's time
do
to
it.
go home. And plus,
Yeah, it's
I had
late in the
ridden
ride.
so long on Saturday. I didn't want to be out long. I wanted to get back early. So I was back home by
It's a nice
9:30,
route.
10 o'clock.
For Sunday, it's perfect.
Yeah, it's perfect for Sunday. The pace is light, roads are
yesterday y'all did a
flat.
nice ride.
You're
Oh,
in
yeah.
town.
Lots of
The only
climbing.
thing that-
Yeah, yeah.
Now, did you go close to Whitehall? Is that where you was?
We didn't go to White Harbor within 4 miles of it. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, he's
Because
asking
of how
about
we got out there,
Saturdays,
I didn't want to go to Whitehall. It would have been so much longer. Yeah, because of 1488 is under construction, so we can't go straight. So we took Jackson to 1486 and back, came back down, exactly. Then we came back 105, Mount Moriah, Tri-Lakes, Spring Branch, over 1,000 feet, 1,000 meters of climbing.
Beautiful route. It's a beautiful route.
We can't get
I
these
wouldn't
guys
mind
to
doing
ride
that
steady.
route solo. It's
And they act like it's July, you know? And all these,
we talk
all these
about
anaerobic efforts. So I'm gonna put on the board that we'll put up.
I need to come out one day.
Yeah, we will put a proposed. The group is doing steady ride. If you want to go off the front, that's great. Whoever wants to go with you, we'll wish you well in your endeavors. We'll meet you at the store. I want to encourage more people to come out, but I have a lot of people that were afraid to do the longer route because of how these guys ride.
Yesterday there was a young guy, right? They showed up. I went with bumpy. There was a young guy, very young, he's a rider.
Yeah.
Most talking about their ride.
I think he was kind of a...
So I edited it because I didn't really want too much of that coming. I don't think more than the camera was on. But what he was saying was there was a guy in a group, a young kid, that kept attacking. And so what he did is they raised the pace. They were doing like 28 miles an hour, I think Fish Creek. And then the guy was going faster than that. Well, that takes a lot of effort. So Mo went with him and he kept making sure everybody was taking their pulls. But once they got to that last bump coming into town, when he raised the pace, then no one could go. It's like, yeah. So sometimes that's what it takes for people to slow down. They're doing what they can sustain. That's what he was talking about. It's very cool. It's always great speaking with Mo. It was nice to see him on his ride. So he was doing this ride. What he said is he gets do this ride and he gets back home and then his wife goes for her ride. So he goes on and does other stuff. So he gets up early to do his ride. But she rides at a slightly sedate pace than we do here. She doesn't like riding on the roads, you know, all these cars buzzing by. I don't blame her. This is a Creekside. This is our turn circle. We're in Creekside, which is close to where we live. And this is the turn circle that will take us to Creekside Green. So it's nice to film this, you know, because we ride here during the week. This is within 20 minutes from where we live by bicycle. So we come through here. It's a heavily cycled route. There's a school on the right here as we approach. So it's quiet. The speeds are low. There's a park up the street. So just people live here. This is a school on the right. I think it's an elementary school. I don't know the name. So we take the lane here because there's enough of us with two abreast, and the cars that are coming have to wait. But there's nobody. It's Sunday morning. There's nobody out here. It's not even 8 o'clock. So I left home about 6:30. By the time I met the group, I already had an hour in my legs. So by the time I was done, I had about 3 hours. That's plenty. I wasn't doing it for anything other than just to stay loose. I think the guy on the right was the one who put this ride together. During the week when I come through here, sometimes it's a choke point here, so I make sure I take the lane. And right about here, if there's a lot of cars behind me, I'll jump on that little shoulder there and wave them by. When I ride solo, I don't impede the flow. I only use the road as necessary. I'm very cognizant of what's going on around me, what the other road users are doing. It's important. You don't want to be the guy out there trying to prove, oh, I got the right to use the road. Yeah, you're a slower moving vehicle. If your car was having mechanical issues, you'd probably put your flashers on, stay in the right lane. I've seen drivers on highways stay on the shoulder because they're going really slow. Same thing. Be a little considerate because other people are moving about their business too. That's the mindset I think most cyclists should have. Creekside Green. Any time of day you come out here, people are walking, running to the right. That's a path. We don't ride there because it's not really good for fast riding. It's for people who are riding slowly, and people walk there. They walk their dogs, whatever. It's throughout this area. We're on the edge of the woodlands here. We're outside of the woodlands. We're probably in an area most likely it's called Tomball. We're approaching Tomball, Texas. We're gonna go through Tomball. One of our subscribers lives in Tomball, Robert Tang. One of our longtime supporters of the channel. So anytime during the week, there's a 5-mile loop, including this road, that you'll just see cyclists. And if you're doing the loop, you will see them at various points. There are different areas where you can turn and shorten the loop and get on the other side of it. It's kind of nice. It's close to home. You don't have to stop that much. They've added a few stop signs, but not much. This is the guy that I was talking about. See how smooth he looks in the blue? Very smooth. He fits his bike well. So he was the one I greeted back there. I don't know his name. I didn't get a chance to get it. All business. He's focused on riding. He's a very smooth, safe rider. Definitely not a squirrel. And we have a few riders that have been riding forever. And they look like they're bouncing up and down on their bike. And nobody says anything because not everybody takes that very well. And I don't know if we'll get it on film, but somebody who's been riding forever and still is not fitted right. Saddle's too high. They look like they're going full gas at slow speeds, if you know what I mean. Just bouncing like crazy. we laughed about it because there's a guy who I will see later, Doug's brother, Greg. He's here. And I greeted him. And I pointed, I said, is it me or does she look like? And he said, yeah, it's not just you. And, you know, somebody been riding for more than 10 years. I mean, come on, man. There's no way that's comfortable. You see more on the left there? No movement, just the legs. Your bike needs to fit either way. You're not wasting energy. Yeah, look at that. That's pretty. That's Creekside Green. That's the little lake there. Come through here during the week. I love this area. Path over there, people always running, jogging, walking. It's nice how they set this up to where people can come outside. People can get out of these cars and walk around. Being stuck in these apartments. Because the roads are lightly traveled during the week, during the Sunday morning, this is another reason he picked this route for this time of day. But we ended up riding in the right lane on 2920, one of our busier roads, coming eastbound. So the first guys that went through that stop sign already said it was clear. I always raise my arm as I go through so the people behind me know it's still clear. Because you still have to check because situations can change. But we ended up using 2920 coming to Kirkendall, then getting to Gosling and turning left and going on Spring Steuben. And that's like riding, might as well be out downtown area. There's this, but on Sunday morning, not a whole lot going on. So it was very, very nice. And they've nicely paved 2920. We stayed in the main lane because they got those rumble strips on the right. careful you get on the shoulder. We did not use the shoulder, we used the right hand. That's the guy on the left I was talking about. The smooth he looks. Big boy. That's a big frame. Get the frame that fits you. Don't worry about, oh, I want the bike to be light and stiff. Get the frame that fits you. If it fits you, you will move it well.
We met together in this category.
Okay.
We met at the state championship. 8 months ago, and then he's like, when do you guys ride?
This is Creekside Green at Kirkendall. Those of you in the area.
I feel bad that you
It's
guys
spelled
ride down
K-U-Y, but we pronounce it Kirkendall. I think it's German.
there. We started once every
I'm gonna go
week, so
left.
please set it back down. Very good. How are you?
See how all of us are in the left lane? I have to continually watch when I'm with the guys on Saturday. There's always one or two riders that want to drift over the line and take up the whole road like it's closed just for us. Turn it left, sit in the left lane. I don't care how big your group is. Other people can use the roads that are going straight.
Well, sometimes I hang on his wheel. But I know him.
Green up.
The beep is my head unit telling me busy roads ahead. Basically telling me Kirkendall's a busy road. The Garmin head unit on their maps, they let you know. Traffic congestion, sharp turns, all that beeps there. About, let's see, I guess it's been 6 years. About 6 years ago, everything you see on the left were trees, all those signs or whatever. We used to come on this road very frequently. It was not nicely paved like this all the way. You will see where the pavement ends and it's right here. This is how it used to be. And trees are just on the left. Now they put Walmart, you got a Chick-fil-A, all that stuff down there. Everybody rushing around. When you're riding a bike, they act like the world's coming to an end if they don't get in that line to get a piece of chicken. Oh man, I tickle myself. My wife always says I'm able to make myself laugh. That's really what it is. We're rushing around going where to go sit in a drive-thru line. What's the rush? You gotta go wait anyway. Look at that sky. See that? That's beautiful. Beautiful. That's why I turned the camera. There's more in the neighborhood. I had more time and I turned it. There's a nice little water fountain. As the sun's coming up, it looks like somebody just painted the sky. When I ride alone, those are the things I look at. So we're going to be turning right here. This road is called Huffsmith. And this is the reason I joined them. I wanted to find what neighborhood they were going to go through off of Huffsmith. If you stay on this road, it takes you to Burroughs Park. And it also takes you to 2978. But it's very congested. And look at it. It's a narrow road with only 2 lanes. And so a road like this, you got to ride where this guy in the green is. You got to take the lane. If it's just you, so they can move over the pass. And it's not a road to come and chat and have conversations on. You put your head down. If it's 18 miles an hour, you're doing whatever it is you're doing. You put your head down, you do it, and get off the road and you can chill on the quieter road. So when I come on a road like this, I'm booking. And in fact, I welcome it when I'm doing my hardest efforts because there's no stop signs. They've added some lights since we used to come out here because the growth there weren't that many neighborhoods or a lot of large acreage lots like you see on the right with those fences. I was not aware the camera has such a Dutch angle over here. I wasn't paying attention to it. I was enjoying the sights. They're having to pass in the opposite lane. You hear me let people know that cars are coming because the guys ahead are going to need to make a left turn. And there's a traffic light in the left turn lane. Let them know. Yeah, don't move over here.
Clear back.
Because they were actually passing in this left turn lane. This is the neighborhood I've never been in. It's called Lakeside Green. So we split here. The light changed red for us when they went across. There was some little thing on the road that looked like a piece of hardware.
Let's go, guys. I don't think it'll change for us.
There we go. They have a flashing yellow. It's common around here, especially in the woodlands. Like these left turns are different red, flashing yellow. Wet down here, so I point to it so the camera moves to let people know those bricks are slippery when they're wet. Look at that sky. They had been waiting for us, but they made it through the light. This is the neighborhood I'd never been in. It was right across from where I trained during the week. So I'm going to be coming out here and checking it out. I went back and looked at the map, and there are many different ways to get out in here. They're just a bit all over the place. So I'll put a route together until I get very familiar with which ones don't dead end and so forth. But look at the fountain on the right. They got a lot of little man-made lakes in here. Nice community. This is where you can come on your easier rides and just spin the little gears and familiarize yourself with the areas nearby. That's how I've been able to learn this area. This ride was very rejuvenating. It was better than just taking a day off. It's like a massage on the bike. 16 to 20 miles an hour most. Look at this guy right there. Wow, that's pretty. And look how wide these lanes are.
¿Pero para qué? Oye.
No, sí. Miren, ¿cuánto está de la mezcla? Estamos bien, no, 1100, ¿no? No, está 900, ahora lo bajaron, pero igual.
Mo is intentionally drifting to the back. He does not want to interfere with the pace of this rock. He just intends to blend in. That's what's going on.
I live right across the street from here. I've never been in here. I live right on the other side of Kirkendall. This is cool.
Live right across Kirkendall. Never been in here. It's beautiful. I mean, you could ride like at least 10 miles in here.
Second time I came back through, I got lost.
Yeah, I looked at it on the map. I'm
I was
like,
going through the first time, and Jennifer and I were alone, and we came through here.
Yeah, I got to about Thursday, I think, and I was like,
That's Greg right there on the right. I think this is where I see him, and I'll walk over and say hi.
hey Greg, how you doing, buddy? Good.
He's gonna make a joke that you look like crap.
You look kind of crappy today. I'm just kidding.
I'm all right. I was sick last couple of weeks, 2 weeks ago, for a couple of days. Some kind of bug my daughter brought from school. That's fun. Yeah.
That's Doug's brother. He loves to do ultra marathon cycling.
Yeah.
300 miles in one day. I'm like, that's crazy. This came to a road call, I think,
Klepper Road.
Klepper Road. This road will hit Kirkendall. I'm familiar with that road. I haven't been on it. Well, what I learned on this route was this road will dump
this
you
road.
on Stupid Airline Road, which is the piece north of 2920. Well, I've never taken this way to get there. That was nice to see. So now I got a different way. When I do burrows, I can do a loop and come back this way. So this is nice. So I'm gonna put a little loop together, like this kind of road. I didn't realize the camera was at a Dutch angle. I just happened to be looking around.
Tight corners here.
Yeah, nice turn.
I live right across Kirkendall. I've never been back in here. That's why I came to check it out. It's nice.
Yeah, I've never been on this road. Klepper Road. So you'd be amazed. I've been in this area since 2012 on this side of town. 11 years, and I've never been on this road. This stretch right here. It will take us to Stupid Airline Road, which we frequent. Well, we used to frequent a lot. So you gotta look around. You gotta check the map in your area. There are always other roads to get you. Especially here, they're always adding new roads.
This is one of my hot buttons. When there's a nice shoulder that could be ridden on, and there's a nice jogging path right beside it.
Yeah, there was a runner on the right. What Greg's talking about is he likes the runners that will use the path when it's available, as opposed to being on the road. Because, drivers don't pay attention. If there's a lane that's available or a shoulder, I get on.
You're required to be on it if you're a walker or a jogger.
Yeah, it's better for you.
Yeah, he's saying that the law requires you as a runner or a jogger to use any available path.
Then you can
You only use the road if nothing is available.
You have to face the traffic so you can see what's coming.
Student Airline right here.
That makes perfect
This
sense to
we're
me. I'm
familiar
gonna law
with.
for
This
that.
is a major road, but I've never been on that section. I didn't think it went through. I thought it dead ended. That's Student Airline on the right,
Makes sense to me.
and this will take us to Huffsmith Kirkendall Road. And this goes all the way to 2920.
I don't understand what the point of yelling hole is. Like, where is the hole?
Yeah.
Which one?
Well, in Woodmore, it's not bad because they make the shoulder out of the same material as the road, and so there's no seam between the two. But
Yeah, that's nice.
those woodland shoulders, they've got that.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
like
he's
them.
talking
And
about
then the
the
curb
woodland shoulder. I
juts
talked about it. I
out.
don't
And the
use
curb
them
juts
much.
out
I use
at
them
every
very
intersection.
Got a little gap.
Dan the man fell. Dan the man fell a long time ago.
The railroad tracks coming up. So I don't know what you did this weekend, but this is a sample of
Fell. He hit one of them.
this time of year. Mostly
I'll
ride
just stay
Saturday
on the
harder
road
than
in the
Sunday
woodland.
and get your body fit to keep your fitness and build your endurance going from season to season.
Yeah.
We turn on Huffsmith Kirkendall. We're going
On that
towards
path.
Tomball itself.
Yeah.
We are in Tomball, Texas right now. So
And the concrete.
Yeah,
Yeah. You gotta be
effect.
careful. Yeah.
get your K's in and keep every doctor fire.
I like how we came through there because I know all this area. I'd never been through there. I'm familiar with Klepper Road. That's good.
Now, during the week, some of these just get high traffic, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why did you take those over?